studied in the Institute of Law. How did you, as a legal expert, end up in waste management, and why is the law important for achieving the goals in recycling?
The reason is my father. My father was member of the board, one of the biggest waste management company in Estonia. And as a little kid, I was already familiar with waste issues, but I tried not to. I managed to not to study waste as education in high school or university. I studied law and practiced law for 15 years, and then realized that this circular economy and waste area is has much more fun and flexibility and possibilities than dealing with law. And the law is, as you understand, plays very important role in waste treatment, because without regulations and wisely and wise regulations, there will not be any efficient results. And that has shown that all the EU countries have failed with regulations before, because treating waste is not something new. We have been dealing with waste streams from the old times, but for example, in the 60s, the waste was something very bad. The landfill was the only option. And now we have understand and realized that it's the real waste of waste to landfill it. And so the EU has issued hundreds of different regulations how to start a better system for collecting and treating of these waste streams. So the rules and the waste laws plays very important role of building up better waste collecting and treatment system.
If we focus on daily life, what is the most common mistake we make when we try to separate garbage, and how does it affect the industrial process of managing waste?
The main problem is still is that, as I told you, that the knowledge is, and awareness of consumers are still very low in Estonia and also in all EU countries. I see every day that grown-up people are like small children concerning this waste collecting rules. They just don't understand, or doesn't want to understand. I don't know which is the correct, but the ability to follow the rules is still quite low. I don't know why, but I hope this new laws established in Estonia will help to amend this situation. And and the other big problem for recycling our waste streams is, as I mentioned before, in Estonia, we think that we are very innovative country. We have all this. We think that our IT systems are the best of the world, and all our systems are the best of. But in real life, our waste treatment systems, industrial capability is close to zero, to be critical. we are still playing waste recycling industry. And as I told you, most of our Estonian waste are exported to some other countries. Then it's not our problem, it's some other country's problem. So the challenge is how to really separate all this mixed waste and how to reuse or recycle these waste materials here in Estonia. But changes are coming, as I told you, and I think during the next 5 years, Estonia will export less than 30% of its waste to another EU countries.
As you just said, right now, many measures are being carried out to try to reduce climate change, such as updating the European climate regulations and establishing laws like the circular economy law. How do you think that the measures that are being implemented currently are going to cause any type of change to the future in the environment?
Can you repeat the last part?
How do you think that the measures that are being implemented currently are going to cause any type of change in the future of the environment?
Okay. I hope they are have the power of making the changes, because EU has amended this regulation already several times, and even right now, as I know, EU is planning to take another action to amend some regulations again, because all the previous regulations were too optimistic. For example, this climate neutral target by the year of 2050, EU wanted to be climate neutral. It's not possible with regulations, rules we have today here. It's not even economically possible. And nowadays, all the EU countries and the EU Commission has understood that you can't be a dreamer. If you write something down, it doesn't mean that it happens. Like in Cinderella, you can do it and it happens. It doesn't. So I'm a little bit pessimistic that all these big targets and regulations will come into full effect. But they have some effect already today, and the most important role is in every country's government, because EU is the organization who gives rules for every EU country, but all the EU countries are not fulfilling these obligations at the same way. For example, the same rule is understood differently, for example, in Germany and in Estonia. The same rule, same EU rule, but the path to fulfill this rule is quite different in Estonia and or in Latvia or in Germany. So I think the changes will come, but we have to take into consideration what's happening in our world today, and quite bad things are happening, as you know, all these conflicts. So all these changes requires quite a big investments, and the question is, are we ready to invest and pay it up? Because every new technology, every change means that we have to do something differently. and unfortunately, most of the people are not ready to give up some habits. It takes scientists are said that it takes a generation to make changes. So our generation here will probably not see the results, but your generation probably will see the results. EU right now want to achieve. So by the year of 2050, I think there won't be these results set out by you, but by the year of some years after 2050, I hope some kind of positive changes will come, because we cannot avoid the need for changes, because as I told you, and I think you know it yourself, all this plastic, millions of tons of plastic in the ocean will kill our environment. Our drinking water is polluted very heavily already, and that's why there is, I think, all the people in this earth will realize that without changes, there will be no life in this planet.
Unfortunately, some people don't follow the recycling rules. So, what strategies? Okay. Unfortunately, some people don't follow the recycling rules. What strategies do you think should be followed to avoid this?
Repeat again.
Unfortunately, some people don't follow the recycling rules.
Rules, yes.
So, what strategies do you think should be followed to avoid this?
Okay, I understand.
Unfortunately, some people don't follow the recycling rules.
Rules, yes.
So, what strategies do you think should be followed to avoid this?
Okay, I understand. That's one of the main question also in Estonia. What you have to do to achieve results. There are some politicians are saying that every person has to do the best to collect separately. It is rule. If you are not following this rule, you must be punished. But do we want this kind of life or system that you are afraid, you are always afraid that maybe you can be punished because you put something wrong in that garbage bin? And that's why the opposition of this previous rule says that you can never teach every person to act correctly. It's almost impossible. We have never succeeded in the area of human existence to make people acting similar. No, it's against human nature. So I think so the solution is, as I told you, efficient technology, because we already have, as I told you before, in for example in Norway, we have quite a good sorting lines that are doing the sorting job better than you can ever do in your home, because it can this is infrared sorting systems. every material has its own chemical quality. And nowadays, recycling technology knows all the materials we produce in our world. You can sort out without errors. The margin of error is even so small, like 1.3% in one brand new factory in Norway. Even I, who knows all the rules about separate collecting, making more errors in my house. So this sanctions is not the solution, but solution is in technology.
In your experience as a project manager of the Estonian Waste Management Center, what do you think are the most effective way to get younger students involved in recycling, and how do Estonian programs help to keep children motivated about circular economy?
As far as I know, Estonia has some programs, government supported programs for schools and kindergarten also concerning waste issues. They are making quite a simple studies and lectures about the same as I told you. What is waste? Why do you need collect separately? Why is waste always a valuable resource? But I'm not sure how effective this program is, because at the other way, it's quite a new program. The results will come after when you are grown up, because when you are still in the school, you make decisions, but most of the decisions are made by your parents. So for example, my own children, because they are more educated about this issue than average person because of me. But if we go to visit, for example, grandparents, then my children are teaching them how to collect or not collect. And they are arguing with their granddad quite often that what is right and what is wrong. So what you can do is be smart, ask question, educate yourself, as I told you, critical thinking, because not everything you have been told is automatically right or the final truth. And when you become older and bigger, then you are able to make hopefully the best solutions for yourself or for our world.
Could AI help the Estonian Waste Management Center to identify different types of waste or materials, or by doing any other recycling task?
And the possibilities to use AI as a tool is of course one of the best and best solutions also in the field of waste treatment. And in the beginning of this year, our government issued a grant, for example, a grant for sorting technology using only AI systems for sorting. There is no human workforce there in the line, only technology and AI. because as you all know, all of us tend to be sometimes lazy. It's also natural. We have to be lazy sometimes. But what concerns sorting, then AI is one of the best solutions to be most effective in sorting.